call this meeting to order. I'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We had two add-ons to the agenda. It's going to be 7I, resolution number 2024-37, a resolution governing write-in counting, and then J, finance director. Unless there's any questions, could I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Open forum, if anybody would like to speak. Okay. There is the consent agenda. There is one donation, resolution number 2024-33, second and third installments from the Melrose Lions on the 2023 pledge for the playground for the equipment in Sauk River Park. Just want to say thank you very much to the Lions Club for all they do for our community. It's very appreciative. So there's bills, purchase orders, investments. There's a pay app for Molitor Excavating, another pay app for the 2023 Railroad Avenue Northwest streets and utility improvements, and then there's some fire department hires. Can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. It is 6:02. We have a public hearing, proposed improvement on the Highland Boulevard extension. Dave?
All right, good evening, light crowds, I'll make it quick. So basically, this is the project we've been working toward on Highlands Boulevard, the extension of Highlands Boulevard to First Street. Total project cost, $432,168.68. MATA has approved and in agreement with $200,000 in total assessments at $25,000 per lot. New lots only, no adjacent properties assessed. So that's all I have to say unless there's questions.
So this map isn't, this is next to it, it's one more. Yep.
It's further to the west.
Yeah, I thought that the other map would have been here and here, so I apologize for that, Dave, but it's a continuation of Highlands,
Yep,
if you just kept going.
Starts here, 8 lots that way.
Yep.
All right. So it is 6:03. Just wonder if anybody in the public wants to say any questions about anything. We will be taking action on it a little bit. Okay. All right, it is 6:04. We'll just move on to reports. Police Department monthly report.
Good evening. In our traffic area for June 2024, we had 19 citations, 89 verbal warnings, no written warnings. For June 24, 296 calls and requests for service. Last year was 232. This year we ended on 1706. Last year was 1610 for ICRs, so we're up by 96 calls. 18 agency assists last month. It's kind of interesting to see that we did start losing staff or shortening our officer list last month, and our calls were still relatively high there, so we'll see what July brings with our short staffing, but hopefully that's all turning around towards the end of this agenda.
All right. Thank you, Chief. City Attorney Scott.
Yeah, as you can see in my report, we got 2 items. Ongoing project at out in the industrial park. I think that's moving to a close soon. So we've been working on getting the documents and the plats ready to do that. And then the never-ending cannabis story. The state legislature directed the cannabis office to issue guidelines, which they did, to help cities with their zoning issues. And so those came out. I found a copy, shared that with the city staff. If anybody is interested, the cannabis office has a website. You can go on there and look up the guidelines, and there's lots of additional information for anybody that's interested. Finally, on a personal note, I wanted to inform the council. I had spoken previously with the mayor and the city administrator, but I want the council to know too that changes at my office. After August 1st, it won't be Demick Law Office anymore. It'll be Reverend Law. Basically, I'm merging into a bigger office that's, its main office is in Wake Park, and then this will be a branch. So I'm not going to Wake Park. I'm staying here. I'll still be at the office. I'm planning on being here next month, and we'll probably still be talking about cannabis. So I want to let you folks know that that's coming. So you'll see that between now and the next meeting. Unless you have any questions, that's all I've got.
Nope, just want to congratulate you. Claudia, it was Claudia Meyer, came from Melrose. She's a local person taking over.
Yeah.
And I remember her from school, very great person. It'll be nice to keep a footprint in Melrose.
The
It's wonderful.
Reverend Law is owned by Claudia Reverend, formerly Meyer, who grew up here, parents live here, so nice to have someone with that connection, coming back to town.
Well, thank you, Scott. Community Development Director, Sheila?
As related to the public hearing that we just held, later tonight on the agenda, you're going to be reviewing the preliminary plat recommendations from Planning and Zoning for the Highlands North plat. On the July 29th meeting, the Planning and Zoning Commission will be looking at CL plat number 1. So that's how that all relates to the Highlands Boulevard. So both plats are moving their way through. Storage sheds are kind of the name of the game around Melrose these days. The Church of St. Mary's has built their shed. MK Enterprise has finished their first shed, working on the second.
Absolutely.
Blue Door Storage has submitted the plans for numbers 3 and 4 for the summer, in addition to the ones they already had. Related to Scott's comments on cannabis, Planning and Zoning is looking at a cannabis ordinance at its next meeting. We're starting to figure out what our local ordinance might look like. And then I just want to put a plug in for Night to Unite. So on Wednesday, August 7th, the City of Melrose will be holding their Night to Unite, which will be, it's one day later than most people's Night to Unite because we've merged it with our farmers market. So it's just the farmers market plus. Live bands, we're bringing up a group from the Twin Cities, a Mexican dance group. They'll be performing on the new basketball court. And our police, fire, and ambulance will be down there. Bounce houses, petting zoos, a lot of free entertainment for the kids. So I just want everybody to be aware of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. City Engineer Report.
All right, quick update on Main Street construction. All the mainline sanitary sewer and water are in. Services being finished up this week into next week with storm sewer. Basically, all pipe work will be done by August 1st is really what we're looking at. So curb and gutter the following week after that as we head back to the west, and things are making progress. Still looking at pavement into September. It'll be a little while yet, but progress is being made. It's going well out there. Haven't had any problems aside from a few usual hiccups that you find with construction, but honestly nothing. It's been going very well. So Railroad Avenue has been paved. The final wear course is on. They've got some cleanup to do out there for us, but other than that, that one's pretty much done as well. So things are good. Questions?
No.
You see?
And I do want to thank the people in Railroad Avenue or the Old Lovers Lane for their patience on how everything has taken so long out there with every little hiccup we've had. Thank you for your patience on Railroad Avenue West. So, City Administrator Report.
So 2 days ago, we had a small fire at the power plant. It was actually right after the generators were shut down from doing an urge test. It was contained, both the Freeport and the Melrose Fire Department responded, and it was between the brick and the new siding. So it was on the outside, it was not on the inside. There was a little damage on the inside, but not much. It was outside and nobody was in the plant at the time. So, well, they noticed it, but everyone got out of the plant is what I should say. So we've already, League of Minnesota Cities has already been out here and we've already been working through that. Just a reminder, we have several positions that are open right now. electrics director position, journey lineman, part-time streets, police, and later on, we're going to be talking about the finance director position. So that is all I have for now.
Okay. Action items, resolution number 2024-34, resolution ordering improvements and preparing of the plans. Why don't you take it?
Yeah, so basically after our public hearing there, not a lot of comment, looking for council action on ordering the preparation of plans for the development extension of Highlands Boulevard.
All right. So council to consider providing consideration to amend and adopt a resolution. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Resolution number 2024-35, resolution approving plans, specifications, and ordering advertisement for bids.
I was able to do a lot of work in the last few minutes, and we got the plans ready to go, so we're ready to bid if you guys are ready for us to go.
You bet. Can I get a motion to approve and adopt a resolution?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Thank you.
Primary plat for Melrose Highlands North.
As I mentioned, the Planning and Zoning Commission met on June 24th. The commission held a public hearing at the request of Robert and Teresa Mueller for a preliminary plat for Melrose Highlands North. My staffing report as presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission was attached in your packets. The commission recommended approval of the preliminary plat with the conditions noted in the report. So the action item we're requesting tonight is council to provide consideration to approving the preliminary plat for Melrose Highlands North.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Appointment to Planning and Zoning Commission. It looks like Joe Matt applied for that. So the council to consider Joe Matt's application to Planning and Zoning Commission to complete the vacated terms in which it expires December 23rd, 2025. Any questions? Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay, tax increment, revenue note, Riverside Flats of Melrose LLC.
Yes, Riverside Flats of Melrose LLC has substantially completed the 29-unit multifamily development next door here to City Center. It has provided staff with its final costs, including the additional environmental cleanup expenses, as well as documentation supporting those expenses. Those have all been reviewed by our finance director. Teddy Zierden is here tonight representing W. Goldman Construction. I'll just ask him to say a few words, and if you have any questions for him.
Mayor and council, just want to say thanks for being very neighborly to us during our year-long process. There were some hiccups here and there, obviously with construction, just as your city engineer had mentioned. Everything went off without a hitch, and most of the building is full already, which they're excited about. And if you have any questions, I will answer them if I can.
No, it was a great project. It went smooth. I was able to do some work in the building and your contractors and, everybody there was really great to work with. We, really enjoy everything that you're providing to our community. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
So the action item we're requesting tonight is to consider approving tax increment revenue note and authorizing the mayor and staff to execute that final note.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion is carried. Then resolution number 2024-36, resolution calling for a public hearing on the establishment of tax increment financing district number 13-2, Railroad West.
Yeah, the City and Roach Development LLC have entered into a purchase agreement for lots 1 through 25, Block 2 of Railroad West. Roach Development has provided the city with a TIF escrow deposit and application. The city needs to establish the tax increment financing district for the project, and the first step is to call for a public hearing, which will be held at your September meeting. So the action we're requesting tonight is resolution to establish that public hearing.
All right, and it would be held September 19, 2024. Can I get a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And again, police vehicle.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we're looking to go out for quotes on a 2025 model squad car. The current one, or the one to be replaced is a 2013, currently has 115,000 miles on it. With the luck we've been having on vehicles, they'll probably have 125 to 130,000 miles, which is where we're about running them recently anyway, and we're just hoping to get ahead of any delays or any issues as far as limited builds and lead times and those sorts of things. We do have some available monies with the purchase of a used squad car from Albany that helped us out, as well as then we still have some money in our capital funds to cover it if it happens before we hit the 25 financial year, but we're expecting it to be into 25.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Police officer hire.
Yes, we conducted interviews on the 15th. We made a conditional job offer to Mr. Adam Root. He recently graduated from Alexandria Technical College Skills Program. He has a 4-year degree from Sioux Falls, and he had some education at UMD prior to that. We're already in the background process. We had him bring that along with him to the interview to try and get a jump start on that. And we have psychological, physical, and drug tests scheduled for next week. So we're pushing this as quick as we can, but being as thorough as we can as well, and hoping to roughly an August 1st start date if we can get there that quickly. But contingent upon all the background and those sorts of things coming through favorably. So.
Okay. All right, the council give consideration approving the hire of Mr. Root at step 1 on the wage scale after 6 months full-time employment, and upon favorable evaluation, move to step 2. Employment is contingent upon the successful background check, physical examination, and pre-employment physical and drug screening. Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. We are on to I. There's a new law changes for write-in candidates, Minnesota State Statute 204B, .09. If you want to enlighten us on that.
So it's basically that if a candidate for county, state, or federal office who wants write-in votes for the candidate to be counted must file a written request with the filing office for the office sought not more than 84 days before the primary and no later than the 7th day before the general election. The filing officer shall provide copies, et cetera, et cetera. The governing body of a statutory home rule charter city may adopt a resolution governing the counting of write-in votes for local elective office. So you're basically just saying that if somebody wants their write-in votes to count, they must file a written request with our office.
So if we don't adopt this resolution, it just defaults to the state, or we will count write-in votes automatically.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
So what happens is, right now, at the federal level,
Right.
if you're a candidate and you want your write-in votes to count, you have to file. This now takes it, and previously until this year, they added the state statute, local levels had to count all write-in votes.
Right.
Had to, it was required.
Document them, yeah.
They changed that law to the same as the federal. Now, at the local level, if we adopt this resolution, when we do our elections here in November, we would not be required to count all the write-in votes for the local level unless that write-in candidate
Files 84
files. Yes, these
days
are
before the
people that
primary.
file, come in and file
Right.
for office. These are the people that are written in.
Right.
If they want their votes to count.
So if somebody starts a write-in campaign,
Yep, yes.
but they forget to file this, they're not going to get
They're
counted
not going to get counted. If we adopt this.
if we adopt it.
Well, I'm just saying, let's just say I would screw up, and then someone else, like, a week before election, the town says, we're gonna put someone else in there. So, does that mean that write-in wouldn't count then, because it's too
Because
close?
they didn't file the request to be counted 84 days before the primary, right?
Right, but
And the primary is August, right?
August, yeah, it's before the filing date, the filing date for,
Right.
you want to file for candidacy
Right.
is July 30th through August 12th.
Right.
So you have to file before that if you're going to do like a write-in.
Campaign. I don't know if I like that.
I mean, that, and it's okay, we don't get that many
Yeah,
write-ins.
right.
It's totally up to you guys.
Right. Every vote counts, right?
I guess I would agree with you, Tony. I think that, especially if one of us acts like a yahoo, and I think that those votes will count, not that all of a sudden, I can do, you know,
I think if somebody goes through the trouble of
Doing it right.
doing a write-in campaign, but they forget this little step to file, I don't think that should disqualify them. I think we should just count.
It wouldn't disqualify, but it's okay, yeah, we're not gonna.
Right,
We can just
That
leave it.
makes
Like I
sense.
said, we don't get that many write-ins.
Right.
But we do have to count. It does take a little bit more time.
right.
Yeah.
They-
Joel, come in and help with that.
Okay, good.
You agreed with him.
well, no, I'm just saying that, I just want to make sure that there's every possibility of something.
But their votes would still count, it's not like their votes, I don't want anyone to get that impression, I don't want to get that off the public, so that the votes count, if you like.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think, Tony?
I don't know, I was trying to figure out whether or not, because it says 84 days beforehand in order to count write-in ballots, or write-in votes, right? I don't know if
I
that,
get it, because I understand the process, but you know, when we, at the end of the evening,
Yeah.
some people will write, and I'm just saying, like Mickey Mouse. you
Yep,
know.
right.
We have to, if it's a local government raise, we have to count all those, write them on a piece of paper, the summary sheet, and turn that into the county, it goes down.
Right.
Just so that, you know, yeah, 12 votes for some person, 12 votes for another, and 2 write-ins, and the write-ins are, you know, whoever the write-ins are. So
Right.
right now, we have to count all the write-ins, or put them
Right.
on our summary sheet and take that to the county.
right.
This is just eliminating that
People that do
extra step. Okay.
more than.
That part of it, right. But it also would also eliminate, if somebody started a write-in campaign and they didn't file a request 84 days before the primary, if they don't have that paperwork in, then that write-in campaign is going to be null and voided. Because they didn't file that 84, according to the state statute, 84 days ahead of time. Because it says follow the state statute in our resolution. And the resolution, it
So
says,
we wouldn't have to record it, I mean, whoever voted for them, their votes still count, but they're not gonna get, you know, if you only have 2 write-in votes,
right,
does
Yeah.
it really matter if we count, I mean,
right.
you know, most of the time, the people don't get a
Can,
majority of the votes.
can we write our own resolution saying we will count any write-in, if somebody starts a write-in campaign,
could
that we
do
don't,
that.
we don't put 84 day,
Could do that.
we don't put an 84 day limit on it, say 10 days before the primary.
So is this all just to help you with that extra hour of work that you have to do to write down Mickey Mouse and stuff? Is that really what it's for?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
It was just something that was introduced into the,
Yeah.
it was put into state statute this year. I can see for
Right.
bigger.
Bigger communities that might,
Just say, they just said that you should present it and let your council,
Right,
your, you know, you guys decide.
Yeah.
I'm presenting it, what you guys do, like I said, it doesn't really, there's not that many
Right.
local votes for writing.
I know, but I, just in case of, you know,
I'm gonna give you
yeah,
should we just cancel
nix
it?
it for now, yeah,
We want to nix it for now, is that okay?
okay.
that's perfect.
And I do want to ask you, because I know you're the judge and stuff.
But if we start getting 1,000 of them, let us know.
Yeah, then we can
Well,
always,
reevaluate.
yeah,
Yeah, we might have to.
okay. So, yeah, so let's just nix it, because I just want every potential, yeah. And sometimes it might show people that if somebody got 20 votes, then maybe they'll run the next time then too, so that would be good too. All right, so that one's next. Okay, finance director.
So our finance director, Mr. Meyer, has submitted his letter of resignation effective August 15th, 2024. I am requesting to advertise for the finance director position. In front of you, I have put the 2024 finance director pay scenarios. With contract negotiations currently underway, the council should consider what they would like to advertise the wage scale for the open finance director position. So the first item that you will see on the list that I provided to you was the current wage scale that we pay. The second one was the results of the most current wage study revealed that the current wage scale falls below the average wages of sample cities selected in the study. The calculated average max was 112, 472.39. The wage scale at the average amount is shown below. We have 4 steps, and that's how it's shown there. Then you guys had a discussion at your 6/20 council meeting about adjusting the positions that fell below the average to within 4% of the average, not bringing it up to that market, but just within 4% of it. I will tell you, like, as you know, because I talked about at the very beginning of the meeting, I think it's difficult to hire and attract folks, and this is one of our key director positions. So I really would strongly encourage the council to consider looking at the average for that wage.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
Let's just not even,
I would be willing to go to the 4% below, because we are still in negotiations and we're still deciding what to do with all the positions. So in my opinion, because it can always go up, it can't go down, we don't know what the final number is gonna be. And we don't know what the raises are gonna be next year, yet.
yeah.
So, in that case, I would make a motion.
But
But my motion that has been, though, we need to get it at least at market value, because we are gonna continue to chase. That's where we've been at with a lot of these positions that we've been discussing.
yeah.
So I don't know. That's where my take is at that.
And I do agree, it's not nickel and diming to the public, but if we want a good quality person to stay, we do have to. I don't want to go through finance directors every year and a half, 2 years. And then even with seeing our audits, I mean, even they said that there's differences that they've seen between, the auditors that we have had. So it'd be just nice to keep somebody around long enough, in my opinion. I would like to keep it at, do the average max per 2024 wage study. That's my opinion. So I guess, that's where I'm at. You're at the 4% below, Tony?
Right,
Okay.
that's still a move up. And with all due consideration here, the wage isn't, from what I understand, the wages have not been the issue necessarily for the last couple of directors. The other thing I would like to point out is this was added to the agenda tonight. It would have been nice to get a little more pre-notice on moving wage scales before the meeting comes. Just a request for next time. We did discuss the 4% below average. Doesn't mean it can't go up later as part of our wage negotiations and stuff. We don't know what the COLA is going to be, the technical, all that stuff.
We do gonna get out and advertise it.
Yep,
And that's my
right.
opinion. That's why I would like to,
That's why it was on this agenda.
yeah, that's why it is on here, because we have to advertise.
Right.
Um,
But I don't know that you're gonna, you can always move it up. See what you get the first round of advertising.
I just don't want it to be like this electrical supervisor, we can't even get an application
Oh.
just because.
That's a whole.
It's
that's a whole nother
possibly
animal.
different,
Yeah.
but it's still a fact, and with the other ones.
Right.
So, it's up to you. I mean, that's where I'm at, that's where she's at. I know yours is different.
Yep. I'll make a motion for 4% below.
Okay. There's a motion been made. Is there a second? I'm not gonna second it. Are you gonna second it?
It's just hard because we gotta push this through.
Okay. Are you gonna second it or no? Okay, so it's up to you. 'Cause,
I know it is.
yeah. Because I'd like to get this out advertising tomorrow morning right away. Because you're only staying till the first week of August, or the second week after we get done with that meeting. And I would really like to get some help in here, so. All right,
Okay, I'll second it then.
okay, so you want to do the 4% below?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do, make a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. All right, nothing old business, nothing new business.
I did want to just mention, as long as we're on this topic, and I apologize, I didn't say it during my report, but we did have a discussion with Abdu today to provide us financing help in the interim. And so we want to make this as seamless as possible. We're in union negotiations, we're in budgets, we're in the middle of rate studies. So the good news is that the person that would be helping us is Tessa, who is our former finance director. She works for Abdu now. But that's going to be a contract. So we're going to have to bring that back to the council, but we're going to have to pay to have folks come in here and do the finances until such time that we can hire a full-time person. Just making you guys aware of that. So we'll have to do that under contract.
Okay. All right, then there were some informational items, unless there's any questions. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried, meeting adjourned.